Welcome to Dream Club.
Welcome to Dream Club.
This is our first Talkisode.
This is our first Talkisode.
I'm Kat.
I'm Sid.
And welcome. So, for those of you who don't know, Dream Club is a collaborative project. I'm a writer, Sid is a visual artist, and we have combined forces to create animations about dreams to learn more about what happens when we sleep. And maybe what they can tell us about ourselves or the world.
Yeah, so our basic process right now is that we dream, and we remember it, or try to. We're creating animations about our dreams, as well as doing collaborations with other people to discuss and represent their dreams. Then we are also creating these talkisodes to get more in depth on the subject and do a little bit of research.
Yeah, absolutely. So our most recent episode, which is episode 7, was on Sid's teeth dreams. So it featured 3 particular dreams that all related to cracking teeth, losing teeth, rearranging teeth, which is a really common type of stress dream. So that opens us up to a conversation about stress dreams.
And that's what we're going over today. We are going to start with talking about what stress dreams are, I think. That's what we should do. Stress dreams are characterized by feelings of unease, and generally you're doing an activity with no end. It's like this circular, torturous thing, and I think a lot of times they're generally mild, but I think the mild, sustained discomfort is what makes them really awful. And they generally occur based off of daily stress or from childhood trauma. They include being embarrassed or failing, being late, stuff like that happens in your stress dreams a lot. They go underneath the nightmare category, where I used to just think of any bad dream as a nightmare. Nightmare is a broad category, and stress dreams are underneath those with a wide variety of different...
So they're just a branch.
Yeah, it's just a type. You use the sleep cycle to figure out exactly what type of nightmare you're having. So in your sleep cycle, there are 5 stages. We can put them on the screen. And during each stage, your body is doing something different, your brain activity is different, and you go through these cycles multiple times in a night. I think it's generally 3 to 4 times.
I think so.
Yeah. The last sleep stage is the only sleep stage where you're in REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement sleep, characterized by rapid eye movements. And that's about 20% of your sleep. So the other 80% is non-REM, and stress dreams happen during non-REM sleep. So they are very common.
Which is news to me. I thought all dreaming happened in REM.
REM sleep is where you get the crazy narratives, more so.
Okay.
Because that's rapid firing of your synapses, and the rest of the non-REM sleep has to do with relaxing the body and healing things.
Okay.
I looked into some of the history. I'm not very good at history, though, so I don't know all the history.
I'm good at history.
So you should have done this part.
It's good. Learning new skills, learning together.
I'm learning a new skill.
Growing.
What I learned is that a lot of times they're represented in Greek mythology and religious texts. Most of the early portrayals of stress dreams were, they had to do with prophecies. They were like future-telling dreams, or they had to do with communications with the gods. There are a few different beliefs where I think that if you are looking at religious texts, it generally is like a higher power sending you these messages and trying to warn you about a future event. But in Greek mythology and understanding, it was a little bit different. For example, Aristotle believed that waking thoughts were continued in your sleep. So the stress and the things happening in your day, they just manifested in your sleep as stress dreams, which aligns more with, I think, how we think about dreams today.
A modern understanding,
yeah. We go more. I guess we just think more if you're stressed during your day, then you're gonna be stressed out at night.
Or if you're stressed, or if you do have a stress dream, that it's trying to tell you something that you didn't know that you were stressed about, maybe.
Yes.
So it's giving you new information about yourself or about your waking life.
Which leads perfectly into the Freudian theory.
Ooh.
Freud. What was Freud's first name?
Sigmund Freud.
Oh, okay.
He was Jewish.
Sigmund Freud. He believes that dreams in general are all about wish fulfillment.
And hating women.
He also hates women.
He also hates women.
And he wants to have sex with his mom.
Right. What are we going to do with Freud?
Nothing, except talk about his dream theories. So he believed dreams were wish fulfillment, and the dreams that you have are all about fulfilling your wishes. Which is why if you want candy, you dream about candy. But that doesn't really explain stress dreams if you think about it simply. Because I don't want stress.
Exactly.
Unless
Why would I want to fall off the Eiffel Tower?
I don't know.
How does that make sense then?
I'll tell you how it makes sense. Freud believed that your stress dreams were covering up distasteful or inappropriate wishes. One example he used was a child wanting to, or feeling attraction to their mother and wanting to sleep with their mother. Then a stress dream would come in and be like, no, don't feel that way. Here's like stress and negative feelings to tie with that wish.
To hide the desire.
You're hiding your wishes and desires with these negative things. And so he believed, I guess, that the ego was trying to balance itself. Mm-hmm. And from this, we derive a lot more information about the ego resetting. And I think that's still a common theory when it comes to stress dreams. But
that it says something about yourself. That's important.
So the ego, it's where your morals and your instincts meet. And it includes all sorts of different components of the self, such as reality testing, judgment, defense, synthesis of information, all of that. And so the idea is that stress dreams come along when you have an imbalance in these factors and you need to reset your ego. So for example, if your desires, they're not really aligning with your logic or your morality, such as if you want to sleep with your mother, then this stress dream comes along and makes you, maybe it draws attention to it and helps you reset and reassess where your self is at, what your ego is doing. That is what I found about stress dreams. That's a little bit of the history and where we think they're coming from, a little bit about the purpose, but the symbols that come along in stress dreams tend to be really common in people, which is odd because it's cross-cultural, and we're going to go through a few of those. Yeah,
so to kick us off, teeth dreams, obviously, which we'll talk more about in our story time. Falling is really common. I have dreams about falling most nights. I had one last night where I was walking down some stairs, I missed a step, and then I woke myself up because I fell.
Yeah. I don't have falling dreams, but I have like falling up dreams where I'll just be doing something and then all of a sudden I'll go like
I think you're an astronaut.
like straight to the sky.
That's not good.
No.
Being chased by something or someone that poses a threat to you. Which I think...
Or animals.
Yes. And those dreams, I think, can start in really, really early childhood.
Yeah.
And they can be physical, they can be metaphorical. I remember having a lot of dreams about being chased by Voldemort when I first watched Harry Potter. And a lot of dreams being chased by the Wicked Witch of the West with her axe.
Oh,
that she used, which she doesn't use to knock down the door in The Wizard of Oz. But I combined some things. Being naked in public. I've never had that. Have you ever had that?
No, but we both don't have it, but we're trying to figure out where that might come from. My best guess is that kids get pantsed a lot, or at least they used to.
I don't know what pantsed is. I'm presuming it's something to do with pants.
Like, if you pants someone, it's when you take down their pants.
I don't even know what we call that.
Wait, do people do that in Australia?
Yeah, but we call it something else.
Maybe sexual assault.
Yeah!
It's not a good thing to do. No, I love my body so.
Puberty is difficult. Being late to things.
I'm always worried about being late.
Yeah. And of course, all of these can be metaphors. I think some of them do connect closer to a real world experience. And that's an example of one of them.
I would relate that more to Aristotle's theory because I feel that I've created this habit about being very stressed out if I'm late, and that's how I make myself be on time, and that behavior and instinct crosses over to my dreams. So every dream I have, there's always a time element.
Absolutely. And I think it's a bit of a chicken-egg situation where sometimes the anxiety in your waking life comes first, sometimes it manifests first in your sleep, but often it's hard to find the origin of where that started, right?
I agree.
Which isn't a problem, because for me, it's your consciousness, whether you're awake or you're asleep, it's still an anxiety that's happened.
Yeah, it's still important. It's valid.
Yeah. Losing physical things, which also relates to travel anxiety, forgetting your passport.
Losing stuff is like my biggest fear. Losing my key, my phone, these expensive things, and not being able to get yourself out of a dangerous situation.
And especially because we're living abroad at the moment.
It's super important. You have to keep track of your stuff at all times.
At all times.
So I'll have a normal dream and then just all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm supposed to keep track of where my phone is, and I haven't checked on my phone in forever. And then it's it's usually there.
Exactly.
Usually it's fine.
Exactly. Driving out of control, that's one dream that I have because I'm a 23-year-old woman who doesn't have her license. And so driving for me is this giant mystery, and I have dreams where I run off the road, I can't turn the wheel, the kind of like Speed dreams. Do you know the film Speed? Like Keanu Reeves, the bus doesn't stop dreams.
I was thinking the drug speed.
No,
You got speed dreams.
not those dreams. I
like
have like
1950s diet pill dreams. You know those.
like the film Speed.
I don't know it.
So Keanu Reeves is driving this bus.
No.
The bus won't stop. Keanu Reeves has to like save everyone on the bus, and the brakes aren't working.
Okay.
And it just keeps going and going and going.
Cool.
It's not a good film.
Doesn't sound like it. But I don't have these dreams, which is weird because I've been driving for like 3 years now.
I feel like if I developed those skills, then I probably would have less of those dreams.
I do stress
Absolutely.
more about things that I don't know.
Yeah. A large tidal wave can often represent something overwhelming in your life. Can also connect to personal experience for me.
I had...
Not a tidal wave, but waves crushing you.
Oh yeah, and the fear of drowning.
Absolutely.
Which childhood trauma, that happens a lot in pools.
Yeah.
I've had
pools in oceans.
Lava dreams. Like when I was a kid,
Really?
I had volcano dreams because my brother really liked volcanoes, so we always made the ones with vinegar and baking soda. I used to have this dream where the president would announce that there was going to be a volcanic explosion.
Who was the president in your dream?
Eisenhower just said the volcano is about to erupt, and I'd be like, oh no, oh no.
Eisenhower! He's onto it! Okay, so then Armageddon dreams, which are dreams about the apocalypse, the end of the world.
Yeah, and
I often dream about that.
I don't have nightmares about that. I have really good dreams about that. It's always...
I cannot relate.
I get to have all the clothes and food that I want for free, and it's just free stuff dreams to me.
Melancholia, when you can see this kind of planet coming towards Earth, and you know that you don't know how much time you have left, you know the apocalypse is coming. That is what I get anxious about.
I kind of love that. Apocalypses. Apocalypses?
Are you the cause of the apocalypse?
So, should we get into story time?
Yeah, let's get into story time.
Story
Sid,
time!
what are your insights?
We're gonna have a transition right here. Now I'm ready. Ask me now.
Okay, Sid.
Yes.
What are your insights? Have you got any
I'll tell
stories?
you. I have a story.
Okay, tell me a story.
I've got some teeth stories that you watched in episode 7, and if you didn't watch it, I guess just go away. This episode, I chose 3 of my most common teeth dreams and included them in a sort of montage. So the first one is me eating my teeth, and then the second one was about the social embarrassment of just randomly losing a tooth and then having to be like, everything's fine, it's okay. And then the last one was me removing my tooth because it was uncomfortable and then fixing it, you know?
Filling in the gap.
Yeah, but I know exactly where these come from. We set it up with me going through kind of my bedtime routine where I floss, because I floss now.
You floss.
I'm a grown-up.
Shout out to Sid who flosses.
Yeah, and sometimes I even brush my teeth.
Wow, okay, see?
Yeah, and then I also put in a mouth guard because I grind my teeth so badly when I sleep that it damages my teeth, and it freaks me out to hear that sound. So I'm trying to save my teeth with that mouth guard. The first dream about me eating my teeth comes from a childhood trauma. One time I was in the movie theater, and I think we were watching Cars. I think we were watching Cars in the movie theater.
I love Cars.
Yeah. And I was eating popcorn, and I was like chewing on this kernel, but it wouldn't break, you know? Like a kernel would just break, and it wouldn't. And so I spit it out, and then it was my tooth. And
That's so horrible.
I'm pretty sure I ate parts of it.
Oh, so you really, you actually...
No, it came off, there was like a couple little pieces, and then like a main thing. It was half of one of my molars, and it was when I was little, so it was a baby tooth. And so I just, I couldn't tell anyone, because I was in the theater, so I just put it in my pocket. And then when we left the theater, I was like, you guys... my tooth fell out. So yeah, I have dreams about eating my teeth because I kind of almost did. And the second one is just normal social anxiety, like what could go wrong when you're talking to someone, and it's so embarrassing to just, your body to randomly fail in front of someone.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And then
it's like a wardrobe malfunction, but like a body malfunction.
And I don't know, it's like the worst thing that can happen because it's such an expensive fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last one was about me removing this tooth, which is crooked. Like, I have one tooth on the bottom row that is back farther than the others, and it causes me discomfort. It's like weird nerve pain. And so sometimes when I'm sleeping, I feel that, and then I dream that I just remove it, and then push all the ones to fill in the gap, because I don't want to have a tooth gap and look silly. Not that if you have a tooth gap, you look silly.
There are perceptions, there are assumptions that people make about people based on their access to dental care, medical care.
They're not just, but it's represented so much in media that, like, if you're missing teeth or something, that makes you a hillbilly.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel living in coming from a rural state, Idaho, we focus more on what divides you from being, like, a rural person from a city person.
And that's true in Australia as well. There's a stereotype in AFL, Australian football. There's this one team that's historically working class. The initial supporters of this football club, Collingwood, were from a lower socioeconomic group. I'm a Collingwood supporter, born and raised, and whenever I'd say that I was a Collingwood supporter, people would say, "That's so surprising, how do you have all of your teeth?" And so it was...
Really?
Yeah, it was this, like, class stereotype.
I looked up where these were coming from. What causes tooth dreams? I was so curious.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found is that historically people believed if you lost your tooth in your dream that you would lose someone you loved or that you would die. And there's actually a teethfallingoutdream.org which tells you
Amazing.
specifically if you lose this tooth, that means you're gonna have a baby. And then after that I found some more recent research. There's not a lot, but the two biggest studies have happened in 2012 and I think 2017. The 2012 one talked about how common they are because teeth dreams happen in about 39% of the population.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's significant, and it's weird because they do not go along with that Aristotle theory about how your waking life leads into your dream life, because people are not losing teeth and having these weird things happen in real life, not very often. The recent study was trying to figure out if there was more correlation between teeth dreams and your waking life stress, or between teeth dreams and general teeth problems. And that research found that there was more correlation between general teeth problems and teeth dreams, and that it wasn't necessarily stress related.
Yeah, because I had a lot of orthodontic work done and my teeth dreams probably related more to that pain that I was experiencing.
Yeah. But neither of these studies, as far as I could tell, neither of these studies accounted for the childhood trauma of losing all of your teeth, which is the scariest thing to ever happen. It's your first reminder of death. Like, my body will just randomly fall apart, and there's nothing you can do.
And not only do you grow up and get bigger, but you lose things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense why people thought losing a tooth was like losing someone important in your life. They might correlate, might be a premonition, because they're valuable things, and they're different from the rest of your body in that they don't heal themselves. So, yeah, losing teeth is scary. And then every time you lose a tooth, like, there's a different story for it, and people will just rip them out for you. Oh, it's horrible.
I was never a ripper-outer. I just let it fall out when it fell out because I was so terrified of doing it myself.
Yeah.
Did you rip your own teeth out?
I think mostly my family got excited about it. Like, I had certain people in my life who wanted to take them out.
That is terrifying. I'm so
I remember,
sorry.
like, one of my stepmoms, she was just like, "Oh, this is so cool. Can I pull it out? Please let me do it." And I'm like, "Okay." Do it. So yeah, that makes the most sense to me. Why do we all have dreams about our teeth? Because we all lost our teeth one day. They were just all gone. And that concludes my story time.
Thanks, Sid. That
You're
was
welcome.
great. Thanks for sharing.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Your story.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So this dream I had relates to my kind of waking life experience of travel anxiety. I think it started because I'd eaten Indian food the night before.
That will always give you crazy dreams.
Exactly. People talk about cheese dreams. No one talks about chili dreams.
Curry does wild things to
I
your
think
dreams.
chili dreams
You think
might
it's
be
chili?
a thing. It speeds up your digestive system just like caffeine does.
Oh.
So chili dreams could be a thing. I have an
Anxiety?
intolerance to chili and caffeine.
Well, we know why it happened then.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So this is my Indian chili dream. We landed on the tarmac.
Yes.
Me and the dream people. My friends in the dream who I don't know from my real life, but they were my friends in the dream. I can't remember what they looked like.
Yeah.
Dream people.
Yeah.
We walked off the tarmac and into the city. I can't remember which city we were in. It was just kind of
India.
a generic city. So we're walking through this really busy marketplace, and I had this bag that I was keeping my eye on, keeping my hands on, because all of these people were trying to pickpocket me. Over and over again, they were trying to distract me, saying things like, I think you've forgotten your camera lens, and I think you dropped this thing on the floor, I think your hat fell off, stuff like that. And I kept being like, no, and yelling at these people because I was so protective. And meanwhile, all my friends around me were commenting on the scenery, the buildings, the colours, and enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And I couldn't enjoy myself because people wanted this bad.
They were picking on you.
Yeah. They were picking my pocket. So the pickpocketing got worse, the hunger got worse, but eventually we found this food. There were 2 stalls. I couldn't pick between the 2. So we were standing there for a while trying to decide.
Yeah.
And eventually my friends decided they wanted to go to one, so I went there as well. So I got this curry rice and samosas. They were all out of naan bread, which is a huge red flag.
There we go.
Never trust.
Never trust a nun.
Oh my god. Amazing. So the food was really disappointing. I was really bummed out about it. And I was missing out on all of these experiences, which was kind of the gist of the dream.
Then it stresses you out more that you're stressed. I get that. Where I'm like, I shouldn't feel bad. Why am I feeling bad? I should feel bad for feeling bad.
Feeling anxious about feeling anxious. So I woke up feeling really confused, really hungry. I tried to look for all of my stuff in the room. I tried to find where my wallet was, my phone, my passport, just to make sure that they were all on me.
Yeah.
So that was my kind of initial waking up feeling.
This makes a lot of sense, living in Paris, because this is a feeling I have every day. Where, yeah, we're living in a beautiful city, there's lots to do and to see, but if you don't pay attention to where your stuff is, it's not going to be there when you look for it next.
Exactly.
And seeing people get stolen from all the time, you just have to be on your guard.
You do.
Especially if you're speaking English, because if you're talking loud English on the train, like, the people who are there to steal will be like, that one.
Exactly.
That's my guy.
They also assume that you're a tourist, that you don't live here, so they assume that you're carrying a lot of cash on you.
And that you're dumb.
That you're stupid, you might have your passport on you.
In addition to just regular travel stress.
Exactly.
Which traveling can be very vulnerable, and there are a lot of questions. You don't know how things are going to go. So.
Particularly as women alone and any other kind of minority group.
Oh, yeah.
It's extra vulnerable.
It makes sense to have a lot of travel anxiety to me, because you're trying to solve problems before they happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or for me also to, like, process things after they happen.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
That was a good story time.
What do you do to manage your stress dreams, or if you wake up feeling confused or sad or angry or paranoid, how do you deal with that?
I would say for the most part I don't, and then it reoccurs.
Okay. This is amazing advice.
Yeah. Well, I think that I am worried. I think that the way to battle my dream stress is battling my day stress. I think for me, I've created certain habits and certain, like, nervousness about things in order to protect myself and I don't know, certain values like time. Like, to never be late, I've created this huge anxiety about being late. And I just need to chill out about stuff in general. And it's not helpful to just say calm down. I mean, actually thinking, and dreams help in this way, pointing out certain worries that I have in an extreme sense so that I can address that and be like, does it really matter if I'm 5 minutes late? Why am I putting so much pressure on myself to be early to everything? Okay. And with teeth, like, how is my dental health? Like, let's check in on that. And if it's stressing me out, go to a dentist, like, get an answer. Because when you're constantly trying to solve your own problems, you create these cyclical stories that just stress you out and make you feel bad.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
And you? What do you do?
I usually check things if they need to be checked. So check that my phone is there, check that my passport is there, or whatever it may be, and then say it's okay to check these things, I'm going to check them, and then just, like, repeat to myself that I'm in a safe area. If it's really bad, I'll call somebody.
Oh, I do that.
Which is a really nice... It's actually the upside of living in a different time zone to a lot of the people that you know, or knowing people in other time zones, is that in the middle of the night you can generally call someone.
Yes.
Like a friend.
I need that because I freak myself out about stuff like ghost dreams. I always need someone to call to just be like, hi, I think there's a ghost in my room, can we chat for a bit?
Yeah, and just to like bring you back, either to bring you back into the room and to remind you where you are physically, if that helps you, or to distract yourself so that you stop thinking about the thing that you've just dreamt about.
My fear normally comes from some sort of obsession, so I just need a distraction to move myself along and be like, everything's fine, think about something else.
Otherwise, if those options are not an option, I watch a lot of Netflix.
Yeah, you should watch Dream Club, but also that might stress you out more.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think save Dream Club for your...
waking life, your creative fun time, when you want to think about stuff.
When you're in a
bathroom.
headspace where you can...
Either way.
Only in a bathroom.
Only watch it in the bathroom. I think that's everything.
Absolutely. If you have any techniques that you use that you think would be really helpful, feel free to let us know.
This is a great opportunity to go over some dream mail. Piggly Wiggly 7821. I am still pre-surgery and I've been watching the Dream Club. I feel great. I'm usually up before the alarm goes off in the morning and I have found lots of energy I never knew I had. I found Dream Club through my surgeon. Thanks Dream Club, and thank you Piggly Wiggly 7821. We support all of our followers, including Cat Smith, who says, Dream Club makes dreams sweeter and days better. More episodes, please. Clappy hands, then hard eyes. We totally agree, Cat Smith, and we will have lots of new episodes coming your way.
And our next fan comment comes in from Time for Salsa. Thanks, Time for Salsa. I was super skeptic about starting to watch Dream Club because I have had a very hard time sticking with the YouTube channels in the past. I absolutely love Dream Club now. I have been able to stick with them and love the minty flavour. I would absolutely recommend them to anyone. Thanks, Time for Salsa. And our final comment is from Squidney Sadson. Dream Club is the best. Keep it up, folks. Thanks, Squidney. We really appreciate all the support and look forward to more feedback in the future.
You can email us your dream stories, dream concerns, questions, comments, anything.
And we're learning as well, so if you want us to do any research, we're also really happy to do that and to learn. We might not know the answer as soon as we receive a question, but we're really happy to learn about it.
Or to lie about it.
Yeah.
We can make
blatantly lie.
We love that.
I have a degree in dream.
Okay, well we're all good, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.